Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hot Night Runners podcast. For once, we're doing this in person together live.
I think we finally figured it out.
I know.
Being on the same camera.
Took us a while to figure this setup out, but I think we're good.
Took us 4 years.
Yeah.
Let us know. It was a process, but let us know if we sound all right in the chat.
We sound like dog ass.
Something like that. But how's everybody doing? I see Chad is here. Good to see you, Chad. Clone Humor. Good to see you. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Yeah.
Our friend Jordan. Christmas gifts. Matt got the ghost.
I got the ghost. It wasn't a Christmas gift. You know,
It just
not that I'm not crediting my parents for getting me great Star Wars gifts, but this was something I bought a year ago with my own money, unfortunately. So
for yourself, that's what it is.
Gift for myself. It was a gift from 2023 Matt. Thank you, 2023 Matt, for giving me an incredibly large and cumbersome gift that I have no clue where to put.
So apparently my mic has an echo.
So it's funny because I love how we asked for feedback about the sound. We don't really know what to do to fix that.
Yeah, we asked for feedback, but
it sounded good before,
honestly,
right?
maybe just like lower it a little bit, and
yeah,
then
let me try that.
And then I think it'll go from there. The funnier thing about having the three of us in the same room, which took us 4 years to figure out, at least not all three of us, but 2/3 of us did actually go to school for this.
Yeah, as funny as that sounds. And
But
one of them
hey,
still kind of works in this field.
It's okay.
True.
It's okay. I think that we pride ourselves in the fact that we could do the streams and like the podcasting in different places and doing it remotely. I don't know. It's just a new era of doing it. So it is what it is.
Does it sound good now? Do I sound dandy? I don't know.
We
Do
can't
you
tell.
sound dandy?
Do I sound good?
Dandy.
Yeah, I should have got my headphones.
Dandy.
One of us should be wearing headphones.
Well, there's nothing for
Yeah.
us to listen to on the other end. I was gonna say that this was the first time we watched that full intro silent. On
Sounds
our
good
end.
now. Sounds good now.
All right, good enough.
All right.
Aye,
Aye, Captain.
Aye.
So, what were we doing? Talking about Skeleton Crew? But
Didn't
we'll get there,
I haven't gotten into it yet.
of course. Question of the week goes to Matt. Matt, you weren't here last week.
I was not. I did give you a question of the week, though.
You did.
Though I
was.
forget what it was.
You know what?
too.
You know what came up last week as well? So at the end of our intro, we have the shot of you next to the commuter rail.
Hmm.
Our guests last week from the Resistance broadcast wanted to know everything about the train and the shot of you at the train.
That's a
We
good
were
one.
like-
We gave the backstory.
Good. Good.
So we actually talked about trains last week, not Skeleton Crew.
I'm so mad. I missed the train discussion. Unbelievable.
But yeah, question of the week was good last week, even though I don't remember what it was. But what do you got? What do you got this week?
All right. So you are a pirate captain. You
Okay.
have to choose one item that you own to store as treasure, hide away. What do you choose?
Is this like if the FBI was coming into your house to find a paperclip, where would you hide it? Kind of question.
I suppose, but like, no, like I'm not really asking how you would hide it. More, what item are you choosing to bury as treasure that you find?
Okay.
Anything that I own?
Yeah, anything that you own. Doesn't have to be Star Wars related, but could be.
Oh,
This is really tough.
so once you asked about digging up treasure,
That's true.
that what would we want to dig up?
Yeah,
So
what
this
would
is
you
kind
want
of
to
the
find?
opposite? What would I want to bury?
Yeah, what would you want to bury?
So is it something we want to keep safe?
Yes,
Whoa.
yes, it's something of yours that you hold sacred that you don't
Hang on. What happened?
want.
Oh.
Where the heck did Matt go?
Hello.
The camera likes to auto.
Hang on.
The camera likes to follow faces, and I think it's picking Jamie.
What do you mean? Oh,
No, don't go that way, buddy.
Come back.
I didn't move though.
This one's gonna need an edit for the audio version.
We're so sorry,
Wait a minute.
guys.
Here it comes.
They're entertained,
Are you?
maybe.
Why
You-
did it focus on me? Why
It
did
just-
I
it
did?
just
I
picked you,
literally
but-
didn't move.
Just I guess you can move it.
Jeez. Hang on. Sorry.
Whoa!
You can just move it.
No, it's gonna follow me with the whole like approach.
No,
and
once you
all the
move it,
way
it goes
around.
into regular.
Are you sure?
Yes. Well, someone's got to move it. No, just the camera.
Whoa!
Almost.
Well, geez, Louise.
A little down. Get it to focus on me.
A little bit down. Yeah, I would say so. We're filming the ceiling.
Little this way. So you're seeing it all live. This is great.
Yeah.
Towards the door.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
That's pretty good.
That's probably
That's
good.
That's fine. Great podcasting.
Thank you, Chad.
We got a new camera. So I want to put I want to bury my camera.
Please, can we bury your camera?
As my treasure. So yeah, it likes
All right.
Will of the Force.
Will of the Force. Happy
We love you, Will of the
holidays.
Force.
Haha.
Wishing
Happy
you all a great
holidays.
2025. Dude, we are wishing you a great 2025 as well. Thank you so much.
This is what the camera was saying a minute ago. If you guys missed that, it was following Jamie around the
Just
room.
go back like not even 30 seconds and
Yeah.
it literally.
Incredible. Good
but
times.
Again, thank you, Will of the Force. Very generous. Happy holidays. Happy New Year.
So
What would we bury?
was the question? What would we bury?
What are you
as
burying
treasure?
as treasure? What is your one possession that you want to keep as safe as possible? Hide it from anyone who might want it.
But then I can't use it.
Yeah, so that's the sacrifice.
Mhm. Mhm.
Do you understand how like covetous pirate treasure works? Like,
I have to say, this is funny. This comment here is funny because the camera kind of looks like SM33.
It does.
For some
The one
reason.
eye.
It's like lopsided. It has one eye.
yeah,
So we were joking about that earlier. So
that was such a Daniel shot. Do you like the ghost? Yeah, it's absolutely Hugh friggin' Mungus.
It's actually just like the centerpiece of it. Also,
would you
It's
bury the
biggest
ghost?
thing ever? Where would I even find? I'd have to bury it on like the continent of Asia to get it all down there, dude. Like,
I don't have an answer for this question, Matt. It's a good one, but I'm so bad at choosing like one thing I love,
all right,
like like a possession like that.
I
Would
would
it be a Lego set?
bury
no.
my entire collection of porgs
Ooh,
because for
Okay.
the reason I don't want them to get ruined if I just like just keep hanging out with them because I'm always worried that they're all gonna look like crap one day anyway. So I would preemptively just put them all in a nice little box, watch them cry, and then bury them. And then someday someone would find them and then they would just attack that person because they'd be like, oh my God, we haven't seen sunlight in like 20 years.
there you go. They didn't need any food though.
There you go. That's what I would do.
I'm going to bury. Can I just bury some money?
Oh my god,
So boring.
boring guy.
Saved you what-
Boring.
Okay, how about
What a boring answer.
I know Walker's in the chat. My friend Walker. I'm gonna bury my $200
Oh,
original Watto Lego minifigure,
that's it.
and
I
then
do love
20 years
original
from
Watto.
now, it'll be worth
$300.
$300.
That'll be a big deal, and you'll be
There we go. That's
you'll
not
be a
boring.
skeleton sitting in a throne on a ship somewhere,
Laughing it all up.
laughing it all up. Ha!
They'll never find me, Watto. Yeah.
What would you do, Matt?
Ooh, that's a
Yeah,
good
man.
one.
That's a good one. It's your question.
What's your question?
Yeah, that's a good question. I hold a lot sacred. Hold a lot dear.
Is this man?
Yes.
Is this mine?
Yep. Let's think here. I would probably. I would probably bury my Crate Luke figure that's still in the box because I'm already not using it. I might as well put it somewhere safe for me.
Yes.
So that's like the vintage collection Crate Luke figure. That's like
Yeah.
probably $200 on eBay right now. Last time I checked. So I'm doing the same thing you did.
Yeah, sounds like it. So Porgs,
And you have to bury
Lego
it because
Watto.
the plastic will yellow in the sun, and you don't want that.
yes. I'd put it in a little bag and then I would bury it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, of course. And I put it in a box. Put it in a huge treasure chest.
that's it.
A box in a box, as we've seen earlier tonight, with the Lego the ghost, the TVC ghost. Good one, good one. Tough one to answer, I guess, but it was a good question. So moving on to our new little segment we've done here, which Matt hasn't.
They
Oh.
changed everything while I was gone,
Didn't
guys.
change
I came
that
back to a
much.
new show, completely new show, new guests, new
Didn't
hosts.
change that much.
We're in person. Oh,
Whoops.
We're in person, new format.
so character swap. So
Character swap is when we are going to take a character out of Star Wars and put it into another franchise, and then take that character from another franchise, put it in Star Wars. But we want to try to stick to Skeleton Crew. So in this case, pick someone in Skeleton Crew to take out of the situation, put
Sure.
somewhere else,
right,
and then have someone else come into Skeleton Crew.
yeah.
And it can be anyone in the show.
Yeah, pretty much. It can be a recurring character. It can be anybody. So
Mhm.
last week, for example, I did John McClane with Jod.
Jod McClane. That's a good
John,
one.
And then it'd be Jod McClane, and then John McClane would be with the kids. Like they're very similar, I feel. So that was a good one.
Literally, Jod. As soon as he met like Hans Gruber, he'd just like, you know what, just shoot me.
Yeah.
But I think that he like pretty much like
Probably
felt that way.
But Matt, we can start with you.
Okay, I'm gonna pick.
I knew it.
Yeah, Mrs.
Humor.
Mrs. Kettleman was
Coming in with Team Kettleman.
from
Better Call Saul.
Almost said Breaking Bad. Same
Too good, too good.
Yeah, that reference I totally get.
Watch the show.
What? Anyway, I'm gonna swap out Cathalops. Is that his name, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna swap him out with Pete's Dragon.
Okay.
So he's on Earth. And he has no freaking clue what the hell's going on, and there's this kid.
Okay.
He's helping him out with his little ball and chain, his little mace
Yep.
tail.
And then you have to
gills.
You have to imagine Cathalops in
Pete's Dragon.
Pete's Dragon.
I just sent him to like an intergalactic spot. I think Pete's Dragon's chilling
Probably.
for sure, listening to stories, hanging out. He probably goes with them on the adventure.
I like that a lot.
He's like stuffed in the onyx cinder.
I've got a good one.
Good cartoon.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take Gunter,
Mm-hmm.
which is Jaleel White's character.
Yeah.
From the show, who we saw maybe the end of in this episode. We don't know.
I hope not.
I hope not either. And I'm gonna swap him into Family Matters. He's gonna be swapping with Steve Urkel.
Okay.
So very different characters there. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I think it'll go swimming.
That's
And then
absolutely.
you have Carl Winslow,
Yeah.
who has to deal with Gunter.
2 weeks in a row, I've done something with
Reginald Val Johnson.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Man,
Amazing.
let me see. I don't have any plans.
You just burnt Steve Urkel in acid. That's kind
Let
of.
me see.
He might have lived.
We'll see. Then he comes back as Robo Urkel.
I will swap.
Which is basically just Gunter.
Oh, I got one. So, oh God, what is his name? I will swap Tim Curry in Home Alone.
Ooh.
Home Alone 2. So he's
Okay.
like the head.
The concierge.
The head concierge at the hotel. I would switch Tim Curry with Home Alone 2 with our Team Kettleman lady. So who's the head of the hotel on
One that takes
on
bribes.
the Nupa. Yeah.
You
yeah.
think?
I would do the swap. And so then she's checking up on Kevin McAllister in the hotel in Home Alone 2.
That's pretty good.
Or-
That's actually really good.
That is good.
With like bubble gum.
Yeah.
And then,
Can we bring Rob Schneider over too?
Sure. Yeah.
And,
Yeah. He's also just like helping to like track them down.
Don't
But yeah,
count
like,
your tips in public, Cedric. I'll
so
cheese
Tim Curry in Home
pizza.
Alone 2.
Cheese
With
pizza.
the concierge at Lanupa.
That's perfect because
There you go.
God, Tim Curry would be on the case. He'd be like, "These fucking kids aren't supposed to be here." I don't know why I made him Cockney, but Tim
Yeah,
Curry's
that's
Cockney
a
now.
choice.
KB for Data in the Goonies.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's really good. Okay, so that was good. That's a really fun little segment that we've been doing. So we're gonna keep doing it. It's a fun one. But with that, we're gonna move on to the skeleton crew breakdown. The reason we're all here. We're gonna be talking about episode. I wrote down 4, but it's episode 5.
That's true. Unfortunately,
Yeah, there we go. You have a lot to learn about pirates. Is the name of the episode.
Arg.
Which is yet again another quote from the show, which I like that they've been doing that.
They're taking the 2.5 Men approach. 2.5 Men used to do that too.
Are you a 2.5 Men person?
I was raised on 2.5 Men, which is kind of crazy, right?
That's very interesting.
You wouldn't think that.
I would not think that.
You wouldn't think that, but 10-year-old Matt was watching 2.5 Men.
Knowing you and your parents, I would not think that.
Yeah, right? No, it's funny.
Are they watching right now?
Maybe. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Watching 2.5 Men. Yeah, they used to name every episode used to be the name. Used to be a quote from the episode.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure a lot of shows do that. That's not just a 2.5 Men
Well,
thing.
yeah, probably. I just don't know any of them other than 2.5 Men. And now
Like,
Skeletons.
most shows tend to do something like that.
So this episode starts off with Wendell in his little cubicle. We've seen a lot of cubicles in Star Wars in the last
I know.
couple of years.
These ones are funny because they were like buddy cubicles because he had like his Ithorian coworker behind him whose like eyes were like right up against like the his computer monitor. So like
I
imagine
know.
like he's like
Yeah.
good posture,
Mhm.
still also a good posture with his head, but his eyes are just like right at the right at the camera.
It's because
Is it because I moved?
no, it's because you mentioned Ithorians. No.
This is crazy, man.
Maybe it's because like
I could just
can I get
lean
it to
over.
focus on me?
Do you have like the app for it?
I told you
No,
to
we,
get that.
we haven't gotten that far.
This
What if I go on the side? Well, should we switch?
I don't know. It's just obsessed with Jamie.
Because
But
if it
I
follows
guess
you,
so.
you'll be in the middle.
All right. Wow.
Now this is podcasting.
Let's go on it.
This is
This
ridiculous.
is great.
Yeah.
This is the best episode we've ever done.
It's up there. We try to
All right.
upgrade our technology, and this is what happens.
You go in the middle.
You writing down the times this is happening?
No.
Chad, can you write down all of our technical difficulties? We need a lot of help with editing this one.
Hello, I'm back. You
There
missed
we
me,
go.
didn't you?
Hey, all right,
We showed you
you.
camera.
Wait a minute. I think it's focused on AJ now.
No, just when I spoke.
See, this is why we don't do the podcast in person. All right. Wow, we're
Just never
You are
focuses on
very
me.
aggressive
That's
with
fine.
it. All right.
Down.
Everyone see my light up there that popped out of the ceiling like 2 years ago, by the way? There we go. A little bit more this way. Sure, let's try that. Now
How's
you
it
can
going,
also
Jamie?
I'm good. You like my set dressing, everybody?
Is
With,
that great?
the pirate flag we've had since college with the blue tape. By the
All
way,
right, so
let me
Wendell.
by the way, Star Wars, if you're listening and I know you are, can we please have one of the SM-33 flags? I am desperate.
Should I
Anyway,
just post this so we get that?
please. Okay, skeleton crew chat. There we go.
Tie it down.
Yeah, right. And then have it
So-
just break out.
All right, so Wendell,
Yes.
he meets with Neil's mom,
Mhm.
we thought was holding a baby,
But
But
she's actually
holding like a wired device. Then.
Right, I was like, a baby. I didn't think that. You
I
thought
did.
She was holding the baby.
She was
saying that
holding
earlier.
something like close to her chest, and she was kind of like moving it like this. And I was like, "Is
Is
that like
it?
a tiny little elephant baby?"
Well, I didn't think that. I thought, if anything, maybe she was holding like something where she,
They already have enough babies.
like, she was like just fidgeting with something.
Well, it turns out it was like a weird data stick thing that you stick in your camera. Stick.
We drove by a restaurant today, and I saw a woman walking into a restaurant holding a baby, but I literally thought she was holding a dog.
So there we go.
So, I mean, I guess you guys could have thought she was holding a baby. Anyway. Sorry.
Anyway,
As it turns
so Wendell gets this device and tries to hack into the computer to find out like what's going on.
Yeah.
And
And the
He does
robot.
a really, really bad
Droid.
job of trying to hack into a computer, I gotta say.
Well,
oh
he-
yeah, he's a stiff.
Oh my dude,
I mean,
he
he's a square.
he
He's-
plugs that thing in and then he immediately starts sweating. Do you see him?
His-
He plugs it in and then all of a sudden there's like just sweat.
He's like
all over
the
his
he's like
face.
the little gif of like the
Yeah,
guy like
literally.
the waterfall coming down his
Literally
face.
Jordan Peele.
Yeah, that's funny.
Like,
Okay,
that is me.
No kidding. No, he really is. He really is.
he really is the Jordan Peele meme.
Oh
And the
my God.
droid is actually smart for once.
That's great.
Let me point that out. Like, this is the first time I think a droid has ever actually been smart enough to not be tricked by a human, other than like R2D2. But R2D2 is like special. Most like background droids or like one-off appearance droids, you can do basically anything and get away with it because they're dumb.
Yeah,
And like they've done,
They only follow their program.
they made a big show in this. They've made a big effort in this show as well of showing how easy it is to like outsmart a droid and
Yeah.
like just like overwrite what they're doing. And this one was literally just like,
And
no.
like dehumanize them to a point where like they'll show up and they'll be like, "Oh, you're walking around past curfew. Please go home." And then you're like, "Ugh," and they're like, "Please go home." They'll just like keep bugging you. Like they
Yeah.
have like a specific set of
sir,
parameters.
please leave.
Sir, please leave. Yeah, like that.
So he gets busted because
He
he's
gets
lame.
busted
He
'cause
can't.
he's sweaty.
He should have just like shoved it down his pants instead of
Dude.
like.
That's the first thing I think of
Oh,
whenever
yeah.
somebody's like, "Oh, what's that?" I just shove it down my pants immediately.
So the funniest thing about like the USB is it has this like long cable attached to it too, and like I'm pretty sure Wendell is like wearing some sort of like belt too, so he literally could have been like the easiest, like shove it in the back
Easiest.
of his belt, and like
The
it's
easy way.
whatever.
Easy way.
This guy's a
So-
square.
Oh, he's a huge
He's
square.
the squariest square imaginable.
Are his glasses square or are they like
They
they're
are.
square?
Rectangular.
Yeah. So he goes to see the undersecretary, which little does the droid know, they're buddies because they have the same conflict going on, the same.
They're sort of buddies.
Yeah,
they have a similar
Him and
problem.
Neil's mom are like trying to do things like below board, and she's trying to do things above board. So she's trying to like stick with the program. No, zero survival skills.
Wendell couldn't survive a day outside his cubicle.
Yeah,
and he's always like, I gotta go to work. I gotta go to work. Well, Wim, I gotta go to work. Can't do anything.
I'm too sweaty. I gotta go to work.
So we got that going on, and then Fern. What's his mom's name? Fern's
Farah.
Mom. Farah.
Or Farah.
Farah and Wendell kind of have something planned, and I kind of thought we were going to spend the episode with these guys, seeing what they were going to get up to, but we're not there yet. We're not going to find out who the supervisor is, or supervisor, overseer in Fallout. We're not going to see them for a bit, probably.
I'm glad that it was just like the one scene, at least, to show like the undersecretary is like trying to cut through the red tape of like figuring out of how to get through like the proper channels for it. And then we have them trying to hack it.
Yeah.
Is that what hacking is?
So what do we think? What do we think their plan is going forward? They're just looking out a window thinking of something, but like what are they trying to accomplish here? I know they're trying to track down what happened to their kids.
Yeah.
Who they can like.
I'm assuming they're either looking because it seems like they were looking for a way to bypass
They just want to get a message out there.
the barrier.
Yeah.
That says, "Hey,
So-
we had an escape ship. We need to know where it went.
Yeah.
So
Maybe-
what happens
Help."
ultimately in this show? And we could talk like we did last week. You weren't here, Matt, but we talked about the mystery of this planet. Like what is going on? What's with the barrier? We've been talking about the whole season, but if they were to shut the barrier down, and maybe they will at some point, I'm guessing they will. Immediately would like would they just pop up on a map and be like, everyone would be like, what's that?
Maybe. I bet
Yeah.
I bet that is probably what will happen if they shut the barrier
Pop
down.
up on the map. But yeah, if anyone was like in real space, like near enough, it would be whatever
Real
anomaly
space.
to well, not in hyperspace. It's not just gonna pop up there.
Yeah.
Any just uncloaked. Boop, there they are.
So yeah, I wonder if like their communication could get out, kind of like on Scarif, like their communications get blocked by the barrier.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's probably like that, right? So
Probably.
we'll see. I didn't really think about that till now, but everything with them over for this episode. We don't see them the rest of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows when we'll see them again? Probably next week for a scene, and that's it. So from there, we are on the Onyx Cinder, which is
Okay.
for Lego fans and merch fans. I imagine there was stuff out there that the ship was called the Onyx Cinder, and we finally get the name of it in this episode, halfway through the season. I know you had something to say about this, Jamie.
That was it. I mean, like, I thought it was really funny. I saw chatter afterwards. People were like so excited of like the name of the ship was the Onyx Cinder, and I was like, oh, that's news. And then I realized that was the first time that was actually said in the show because it was the name of like the Lego, which like Lego historically either always names the ship properly or they name it something stupid like the Bad Batch attack shuttle.
Yeah.
But I'm not salty about that.
Well, the kids ship or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pirate, the kids pirate ship.
They actually named it the Onyx Cinder, so it was like, oh yeah, it's cool.
Which is a very Star Warsy like Black Pearl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
No, it's really good.
That was there.
Who in the chat votes we do this again? This has been fun. But
What the hell do you mean?
in person,
You're making me drive down on a Thursday at another point in time?
Yes.
if they want it.
Oh God.
I think it could be done. See, here's the thing. We planned this out very precisely of like, hey, we're going to give ourselves like a few hours to like prep putting this together. But we also jammed in trying to put the ghosts together.
We filmed our ghost unboxing video.
Which is
and
something.
that took a lot of time.
Do this again more.
Do this again more? Oh God.
We'll try. Okay.
All right.
It was-
You've heard it.
And we'll figure out the camera.
we got to see the comeback and see like
Oh no, it's gonna be great. So
the next time we get the camera figured out, we can put one over there and everyone just look at it like,
we
Anyway.
get Jod. We should have done
Jod.
multiple cameras. So we get Jod talking
that one.
Then
with
we're
the
gonna-
kids
That one.
on topic. Man,
Sorry.
you guys in person are even more
Oh,
more
please,
distracted.
no, guys. He's spent all day. He's off topic.
Matt, what
But
time
when the
did you?
camera comes on, I'm on topic.
I was here at 2:00.
2:00 and the stream started at 9:00. Guess what we did from 2 to 9?
Nothing.
Stared at the wall.
We stared at the wall and then we decided, hey,
We already played Babel like an idiot.
We
Literally.
watched 2 episodes of SpongeBob.
2 episodes of SpongeBob. We sang the Precinct 13. What is it?
That's coming to
song?
an Instagram near you
Yeah,
soon.
sang the Precinct 13,
Mhm.
John Carpenter theme from that movie.
And then we tried to decide what we wanted to eat. That took about an hour.
And then
then
we
we
looked
ordered
at
pizza.
20 pizza places in the area, and we ordered Domino's.
You ever hear it's a small little establishment?
It's a small little
chain.
establishment.
Maybe you heard of it.
And then they brought in the
Domino's.
ghost, and
here
then
we
we
are.
were like,
Way off topic about how off topic we are.
I tried, but I let it go because it's funny.
Really?
Let's get back on the track.
Okay.
And we got Jod, the
Jod.
kids,
We got
Jod and
Jod
the
and
kids.
and SM33 tied to a table.
and
Right.
they all think it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
He's tied to the table.
And did anybody think that those like strings, not even like rope, I guess it's rope,
it was rope.
It's rope.
but did we think that was going to hold them down?
No,
Not at all.
no.
No way, Chad. No
Okay.
way.
So the comment is, I would rather eat cardboard over Domino's. Here's the thing.
That's my dad's go-to line about Domino's.
Definitely can be cardboard.
He calls
But
it cardboard.
Sometimes you just crave a little bit of cardboard pizza. I just gotta say. I feel like that's a natural statement. You just crave like the junk pizza.
Yeah.
It
Domino's-
is what it is.
And it was simple.
Sponsor us.
We knew it wouldn't be bad.
No.
Please sponsor us.
Please, free pizza.
I'm just saying, crappy pizza every once in a while kind of hits.
Oh,
Kind of
God.
hits good.
We usually support our local places, but this tonight we were like,
We all love Domino's.
We all love
yes,
Domino's.
it's good when you sometimes just have the itch.
Little seed. Now that
Pizza,
None
pizza.
near us.
we did have one near me.
All right, no more pizza.
So
Yes.
let's get back.
roll,
what?
roll it back again.
What?
SM33, he says, "Hey, what do you want?"
Wait one.
Yeah, I love how each time he's been like reawakened, it's what do you want? It was very Watto.
It is
I'm
very
sorry.
low.
Hey, what do you
Eddie,
want?
What do you want?
Any.
Hey.
So
Okay.
he eventually, he's fine. He's chilling. He's not like he was last episode, where he wants to tear them apart and everything. The KB kind of like fixed him up,
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
guess-
Yeah.
toned him down. So he gets up. He helps them try to find Renaud's lair, which we get the full backstory on Renaud.
yeah. Tack Renaud.
Attack Renaud, and that's how we find out about the Onyx Cinder. So he's basically Blackbeard
Yeah.
Pretty much.
of the galaxy. That's how I'm taking it, at least.
Yeah, legendary pet.
Oh god,
Who's the pirate?
the battery saver just popped out in the middle of the computer.
Oh, that's the main one too.
Oh my
Give
god.
us a second. What's this juiced at? Not
19%.
good.
We're on
All right.
fumes here.
So we'll have to talk really fast.
You guys talk about Renaud. The camera's gonna follow me.
Is it? Oh, it did
Yes!
it! Yes!
All right. Anyway,
Okay.
who is the pirate from Treasure Island that buried the stuff on Treasure Island?
Captain Flint.
So he's like Captain Flint.
You know, I actually started reading Treasure Island for the first time
Today or
last
like
night.
recently?
Well, I started 2 days ago, but then I couldn't focus on it because it's
Because this
tough.
guy was singing.
It's tough. Not tough. It's just it's an old book. It was made in like 18.
Well, yeah, it's Robert
80.
Louis Stevenson, right? And he writes like it was written in 1880 because it was,
Exactly.
and so it's like all over the place. Yeah,
Well, yeah,
very
It's good. There,
fancy language.
but yeah,
Not
Captain
too
Flint
fancy.
hid the treasure, and then Billy Bones is the only one who knows where it is.
Right,
And Long John Silver wants to know where it is, which is the whole point of he
exactly.
ends up meeting Long
Which
John
is
Silver.
yeah, and John is basically
John
Long John
in this.
Silver, and I guess SM33 is Billy Bones. I mean, in Treasure Planet,
Billy Bones is dead though.
Treasure Planet, they have the droid. Have you seen Treasure Planet?
Honestly, no.
Bits and pieces, no.
Oh my god, you guys are gonna when you watch Treasure Planet. That movie is so good. That's literally this.
Everyone's
always wanted to.
still talking about Domino's.
Yeah, no.
All right, anyways.
Anyway, Ben, exactly. Thank you, Clone Humor.
Ben.
Played by Martin Short.
Really?
Yeah, is a robot with his memory core ripped out of his head, so he can't remember where Treasure Planet is. But
Got
they
it.
find him like marooned on a planet,
Uh-huh.
and he kind of
I feel like I've seen a show like that,
they bring him along.
and the one we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, this is literally Treasure Planet. Like, everybody needs to watch Treasure Planet and then watch the show.
We'll do some homework.
It's perfect.
That's
mean,
why
you
I
guys-
started reading Treasure Island. Okay,
You
because
guys
I wanted
will
to
lose your shit.
So,
Exactly.
go up.
Speaking of losing their shit,
Yeah.
Jod loses his shit. Because of the backstory of Renaud.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I was-
Thought we
I was-
skipped to the end there.
no. That's another story. That's another losing.
That's
it.
another losing your shit.
So Yeah, he's flipping out and he's pumped about how this is. He's on the Black Pearl. He's on the Onyx Cinder.
Yeah.
that he's heard about.
He's
He's
geeking out.
He's like us being. It's like being on Smuggler's Run for the first time.
Yeah,
Me too. He's like, oh my god,
Millennium Falcon.
that's basically what he's like.
It
And all the
is.
kids are like, huh?
They don't care. They don't
So-
care at all.
They're on their way now, going through hyperspace to Lanupa, aka Skull Ridge Mountain, the location of.
AKA the Demon's Rest.
It's actually
AKA
Skull Ridge Mountain, aka Lanupa.
And then what was the other battle?
Battle World.
Battle
World.
World, which is hilarious. That's like a Marvel thing, but anyway.
Yeah, I love how SM33 is just like, yeah, let's go to the lair. I know exactly where the lair is, and gets up, no hesitation, out of the ropes.
Oh my
And everyone's
god.
just like, ooh. But yeah, Lanupa, this is so funny because
Can we talk about concubines?
yeah,
I
on
didn't
the
know what
way
that.
there-
I didn't know what that word was, so I asked them.
it's a prostitute.
Well, yeah.
Well, it sounds more like it's more of a
It's a woman.
mistress.
It's a
Preferred
mistress.
one.
Mistress.
It is like an
Preferred one.
official mistress.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Like
and a fish.
an offistress,
Yeah, for real.
if you will.
That porg in the turret is amazing.
That's carrying us. He's great. Hello.
For real about treasure
Yes.
or the
Or
concubine.
About the concubine. Yes.
Sorry, we're not Googling concubines 24/7.
It was literally the kids in that situation.
He was literally.
Basically, I was.
Not necessary for the story, but it helps, a little bit of background. What were we talking about? Lanupa?
Concubine, Lanupa.
I love
They
how
get to Lanupa.
Jod is so excited to be on Lanupa though. Like he's just like giggling away. Like it's just a place obviously he's heard about. And he's just like, well, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be fantastic.
And this had very, this whole episode felt very Empire Strikes Back, especially like their arrival on Bespin.
For sure.
They're like
Yeah.
flanked by the people who are like, hey, what's up? Welcome to, Cloud City. And then they show up
Peaceful planet.
and then they're betrayed by like a scoundrelly pirate guy.
Peaceful planet with a lot of security.
A peaceful planet with a lot of security. That's why it's so peaceful, right?
I
Yeah.
love how the security was like the rebel foot soldiers in
I know.
the green uniforms.
Yeah.
A really underrated rebel costume actually though from like A New Hope and whatnot is like the green like honor guard or these green
Yeah, they look like
With the
rebels or New Republic.
Yeah, I thought it was
They
very
look
cool.
like New Republic goons.
Yeah.
Goons. So
Directed
we
by
actually
them.
went over a scene I wanted to talk about, and it's
Okay.
important to the whole episode and everything. But it's when Jod is talking to Wim,
Mhm.
because Wim went off and kind of like went to cry in the corner, and
That's
whatever.
true.
And-
Yeah.
And Jod goes over,
We have to talk about this.
and he's kind of like, oh, we're going on a great adventure. Like, what's your problem? And he's like, you'll go back to your mom and dad. And he's like, I can't go back to my mom. And he's like, oh, he turns around. So like, and that kind of goes to Jod this whole time. And we didn't get to talk about it with you last week, Matt, but Jod is very interesting, obviously. But 2 episodes ago, he was a Sleemo.
Yeah.
The way he probably kind of is. Last week, he was super nice. He went out of his way to save the kids. I mean, I know he needs the kids and everything, but he cares about these kids to a degree. And this
He does.
conversation with Wim showed that because he could just be an ass to them and like just ignore them.
Literally.
But he's going out of his way to sit down next to Wim, say like, hey, it's not that bad. You're going on an adventure, and he uses the Qui-Gon words of
Your focus determines your reality.
yeah, which was
Mhm.
Jamie jumped
Which
out of
is
her seat.
why-
Yeah, I did.
Because that kind of points to him actually being like a former Jedi.
Knowing
Like,
some
Where the hell would he have
of it.
learned that? Or where would he have heard that if not for Qui-Gon? Maybe he encountered Qui-Gon as a kid or something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
My leading theory now is that maybe he's a Jedi reject, one of the people who just didn't make it.
Oh, that would be fun.
But he maintained some of his Jedi training and Force sensitivity.
That would be a
and
lot
became
of
a pirate
fun.
Instead.
I think that's definitely in play.
Mhm.
And
There's-
I thought something was going to happen with Wim's book and him because it's a book about Jedi.
Right.
But I mean, whatever. He picked up the book with the Force, and that was enough. But
Yeah.
I mean, he has
as
the
he
Force.
says it,
This
yeah.
is not a fake thing.
No,
he
no, no.
has the Force.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty clear now.
And like Wim keeps asking him, "Are you a Jedi?" And Jod keeps just like not saying
He keeps like being
anything. He just
cagey
keeps like
about
not
it.
saying
Very
it.
good, Jed. Very good.
It's
Jedi.
I love how every conversation with Jod though is he doesn't want to get involved with these kids at all, and then the kids say something like, "Yeah, but I can't go back and see my mom," and he's just like,
was
"Oh
like,
my
"Oh,
god, I
dead
need to do the
mom.
right
All
thing
right."
and like talk to this kid." Like every single time he tries to make a decision, the kids literally make him pick like the good decision instead,
Mhm.
which is really, really funny.
Because kids
Yeah,
are
it is.
good in Star Wars.
Yeah.
That is like the total and complete, like, one of the big things of Star Wars. Like, kids are just good.
Yeah.
You know, they redeem you. They redeem everybody.
So, like,
good,
I
they're
don't
innocent.
know if he actually means it from the heart, but he's definitely trying to say what the good things like would be, though. I think that's like the other like interesting part of it, because like the kids are drawing these like good takes from him, but I feel like sometimes he's just like saying what they want to hear because he knows it's the right thing. But then obviously as this episode goes, it's like,
Yeah, that's a good point.
We'll talk about it a moment later. That also, I think AJ mentioned it while we were watching the episode again. But
I think I was going to go right there.
Yeah,
he goes where the captain goes. Is that what you're going to say?
Well, no, it's when he saves Neil. Neil's about to like fall into the
later.
pit.
Yeah, we can get to that later.
He saves Neil, but we can talk about that later. It just proves that he does care about these kids to some degree. He has like a moral compass. He cares about the kids enough to not let them die gruesomely. He really does not want to hurt Fern.
Because he doesn't really need them. Like, I keep saying to myself, like, oh, he needs them to get by, but he hasn't really needed them.
At any point in time, he could have invoked the rule to take command back.
And that's, I guess, those were my questions in my notes. Why do you think he didn't?
Because he wanted to get to something tangible before.
He probably needed some proof. He probably needed these kids to kind of lead him along, since they know where Ad-Aden supposedly is. They know about Ad-Aden. And they have information about the planet.
The only other thing that I could think of why he needs the kids is if he needed them for some sort of ransom.
That too as well.
So like now he literally
could
do that though, because like now he has all the information to get there. He could show up and be like, "I have your kids."
Yeah. That's basically what they did. They took Elizabeth Swann as ransom after they attacked Port Royal.
So that could be something like that. But something we were just doing the rewatch really quick, and he says, SM33 says, "I go where the captain goes." And he says that 2 or 3 times in the episode. And every time John's like, "All right, like we'll do it that way, then we'll go with your plan." And ultimately that's hinting the whole time of he's going to take back the captaincy or take the captaincy by the end of it.
That could have been like the final straw. Like he brings it up so much this episode. He's like, "Fine, I'll just be captain."
I'll just do it.
Jeez.
That's why he really does it then.
He's just annoyed.
I mean, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Another cool thing we can go back to Lanupa now. Skull Ridge Island.
Skull Ridge Island.
Or Skull Ridge Mountain. I was on Pirates.
Oh no.
So I thought of this last night because Jamie and I were kind of researching things about pirates and the Caribbean in general in real life. And I was looking at like Nassau and the Bahamas and everything. And obviously that's all built up as resorts and vacation spots now. And I was like, wait a minute. That's just like Skeleton Crew and Lanupa. Like they
put in these like resorts on top of
in real life. There's like Blackbeard's Castle or something, I think, and I don't know. And they built like a resort next to it, and it's like next to the swimming pool, and like that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what Star Wars did. They built a spa and these mud pits on top of a pirate lair, which is really cool and like not cool, but
no, it is cool.
Yeah, that's
it's
like
a cool parallel.
It's a cool parallel.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not cool that they're like wrecking up this pirate history, but hey, well,
but it's also
not our thing to say.
It's funny too because like they're walking around the spa and checking out the naked muns, and then
dude, naked muns.
All the writing on like the wall and everything.
I could talk for hours about naked moons. I will.
Moons
later.
Is it moons?
I say moons. I say moons because it's 2 U's. How does 2 U's make a sound?
I don't know.
How many U's are in Umbara? Just one. Yeah.
How many U's are in what? U's?
U's in Umbara.
Umbara. I think that's just one.
Umbara. Right. I don't know. We'll see.
Speaking of Umbarans, sorry, we're not going to talk about that yet.
What are you talking about? There's an Umbaran?
Yeah.
Oh, there is. She's an Umbaran.
You didn't notice she was an Umbaran?
No, that's a good. I was going to talk about Pocket.
Okay,
Pocket.
yeah.
Pocket's an Umbaran.
Pocket, yeah. So we get a new bounty hunter, Pocket,
Good transition.
who's the voice actor of Princess Merida. I love how we have 2 Disney princesses as bounty hunters in Star Wars now.
That's a good point.
That's just so funny.
Mulan and Merida. That's good.
It's so funny. But I loved Pocket.
Can we get who else can we get now? As a Disney princess actor.
Anyone at this point.
Who's like a famous voice actor who voiced a princess?
Let's get
Idina Menzel. We're on the Wicked trend.
Yeah, but I loved Pocket. She was very cool. Just like she was a perfect amount like in it as well. Yeah, she's just a bounty hunter.
She's a jerk.
Figuring out the next bounty, and I love how she gave them the warning as well. Because she must have seen all the information come through, knew Jod by the other name, and was just like,
Just because he left her for dead, she's gonna betray him? Really?
I would.
That's a good point.
True.
Ooh,
Yeah.
But she
we
didn't come
already
back
have
as a
her.
bounty hunter, unless Rose has a bounty hunter arc. I mean, like,
Oh,
so, like-
that'd be
Next
something.
movie. Next movie.
So, I forgot she was Raya. Anyway,
true.
the Pocket was so cool, and she's the one that sells them out. But obviously, she's just the bounty hunter, so it is what it is.
She puts those kids in danger. I'm just gonna
yeah.
point that out.
What was the?
But she also was like, "Don't trust them." Like,
I got half excited because Dash Zenton,
Dash Zenton. We were so close.
Dash
guys.
Rendar. We're so close.
Another name for Jod. I love how he has a million names. It's so funny.
Every episode, I think they've introduced one new name for him.
Yeah, and all the kids were like, "Another name!" Like, so
It's so
that
funny.
was great.
I love it.
It's great.
But I also agree with the chat. I think that Pocket is like definitely alive because
Why would we think Pocket is dead?
She didn't go with the Pirates.
well, yeah, because she just reported it to the pirates,
Yeah.
and then Brutus was like, "Okay, I'll send a crew. You sit tight, and we will get him."
Yeah.
Because she pretty much just tipped them off.
I don't remember seeing her in that group that followed them into the cave with
No.
No, she wasn't.
that one poor guy who got shot through the chest and then
Oh,
magged
Oh,
yeah.
the one-
spikes.
Oh, God,
R.I.P.
that was nuts.
That whole sequence of booby traps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to get into that?
Well, I mean, next up was Catholips.
Yes.
It was
Only
very
the
important.
man will pass.
My last thing about Pocket, I just love that she was Umbaran, and seeing an Umbaran in live action we haven't seen since Slimer, as like a featured character. So like that was just cool.
That was
See.
great. Didn't even catch on to that.
I
so
love
thank you.
Umbarans.
I didn't either.
I did not catch on to that.
Near human species. Love her. Anyway.
All right,
So
Catholips.
the real reason we're all here is Catholips.
Catholips.
You love them.
So
You love them.
An actual basement dweller.
I thought this was going to be, isn't there going to be like a Borgullet thing in the show that like
I don't know.
Oh,
it was like a giant crab or something?
That's a crab. More
Yeah.
gullets are
I know there was some sort of
like closer to
sea
Catholics.
beast thing.
Sea beast.
that they were going to have to fight, and I thought this is what it was going to be, and I was pleasantly surprised it was Catholips.
We've skipped over the hut and the naked moons.
We talked about Naked Moons a bit.
We literally just said there were naked moons. That's
What,
it.
what else did you want to say?
I can't
Well-
believe the banking clan is still
Going
around.
Yeah.
I can't believe we got to see shirtless moons. Three
With
of
like
them
towels on
with
their
towels
heads.
on their heads. Everybody's
Shirtless
talking
huts.
about how they don't have naked hut. I'm
Oh, wait.
really
They're always
thrilled about the hut. Like I actually like freaked out when we saw the hut on screen because the live action hut doesn't come around too often.
Oh, by the way, what's
We
your,
got a Trogloff.
what's your take on what's his face voicing? Apparently, maybe voicing.
Oh, you're talking about the bear. Oh my God, what's his name?
um,
Jeremy Allen White.
Yep.
I'm excited because that's great. I mean, what other franchise could you possibly like? That's why Star Wars is so great. You get this big name actor who's like the hottest thing right now.
He's
Both
like
like
the top of
literally,
his
like he's
career
like a
right now.
sex symbol, and he's like really just on like one of the greatest shows. And they're like, make him a slug man. Like make
Not
him
just
make him
a slug man.
big slimy
One-
slug.
One that we haven't seen since the
Make
Clone
him
Wars movie.
stinky.
Who was
Yeah.
who was a baby at
Who was
the
a
time.
baby, dude? Literally, I mean, it's so funny. It is, and again, this is why I love Star Wars. This is the most powerful stuff that you can get from the franchise.
Any day we see a hut is a good day.
Any day we see a hut is a good day. Absolutely, Trogloff, which is the little
The little
guy
guy.
that feeds him.
Sir,
from
not
The Last
again.
Jedi, gets eaten, keeps getting eaten.
I love how he said "sir," not again though. Like
Yeah, it
he
happens
literally
daily.
was getting eaten though.
But
So
yes, okay. So the banking clan still exists.
yes.
Their entire cabinet of stockholders, shareholders, whatever, wiped out by Anakin in Episode 3. The
Mm.
entire company basically funds the CIS, is destroyed by Anakin.
Yeah.
How are they still around?
I don't
How
know.
is the banking clan still around?
Maybe.
Something sketchy's
They
going on.
talked about Scipio.
You ready
Very
for this?
excited about that.
Maybe there was a group of them on a retreat to Lanupa
That's it.
when Anakin was slaughtering the rest of them.
These are the Mud Moons.
And then they came back to Scipio, and then they're like, "Oh my god, everyone's dead."
this is yeah,
And then they're like, "Well, pack everything up, guys. We need to go somewhere else."
like Yariel Poof coming back with the pizza in that one Robot Chicken Star Wars sketch.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, what happened?
yeah. I don't know. That's one of those things. I don't really care about the details.
Yeah,
It's
I
just-
mean-
obviously there were some survivors along the way, and I think,
Obviously, they threw out Banking Clan because they knew our ears would perk up.
I think that the
Yeah.
bigger
You know.
takeaway is the money will always find a way. And I think that
Yeah.
that's like the big thing, especially when it comes to pirates, because pirates are always looking to find the next score, find all the money. So
So really,
like,
what's the difference between the Banking Clan and pirates?
let's just involve like
I saw.
Let's just talk about that.
Well, we're talking about the moons, the muns, combining the ways we say it.
Yep.
Resting in the clay spa, wherever the mud, not the clay, with the towels on their head. Just relaxing. I think it might have been Molly from Star Wars Explained or somebody shared this. That it was like it's Plagueis waiting for Chimera to come back.
Oh, please. Please. We are all waiting for Chimera to come back.
Yes.
But my God, did they get their money's worth out of that moon model? That moon CG model.
For sure.
They're just tossing them around now.
You're the moon.
You're the moon.
All right, get in.
All right, get in.
You put Squidward instead of the moons. And that's the episode of SpongeBob we watched today, everybody.
Yeah, as it turns out.
So Cthulhups,
It's great.
just other than just being an amazing glup shadow, like what do you think of him? Just
Oh,
I
he was
can't
a great character.
I can't wait to get like a not dark picture of him because he looked like a big, like kind of like walrus looking
Yeah,
guy.
he looked like a
but
walrus,
with, Like
yeah.
I mean, is he literally like a head with two?
It must have been like a bunch.
Uh-oh.
no, it's following you.
now.
I'm on it.
Okay, so I've learned something.
When you
The
move a
camera
lot.
moves when you move your arms, like you extend your arms out.
Jamie's always
Yes, so
down a little
we
bit.
don't want that.
Whoa,
That
too far. Back up a little.
back up just a
a
little
little
bit.
bit.
Go back up.
If you're just joining us, this is how the first like 10 minutes of the stream went. Wow. Whoa, up a little bit more. I don't know what you did. Now you can
It
see
kind of fights me a bit.
it's fighting. It's fighting.
All right.
Too high.
You know what? Good enough.
All
Come
right.
sit down.
Roll it.
You can see
our.
our feet. Hello.
No.
Yes,
Yes,
you
now
can.
you can. Push it back up. That's high. A little bit lower. Yeah, you got this.
And
It ain't easy.
good enough. Good enough. Hello.
All right, cool.
Wait, I don't
Don't-
want to follow
Don't.
Nick. I forgot I was in the middle.
Tuck those puppies away, buddy. Don't.
Oh wait,
Who moved?
it's because Jamie moved her arms.
Well,
Wait,
I was in the
wait,
center though, so that's what I was
It's
trying to figure out.
recalibrating.
Wait, what if I do this?
This isn't bad.
No, because then it's gonna. No, it's horrible. We're all on one side of the screen.
Why is it not following me now?
Is it following Jamie? Jamie, move your arm in front of me.
This is so funny.
This is
That's great.
crazy.
All right, nobody move.
All right.
This
so
is
Cthulhups.
Really difficult for like 3 people
Cthulhups.
who like are hyperactive.
That's true.
Um,
Cthulhups. Is he just a head with two tentacles attached?
No,
No.
he has a body.
Where's his body? I
You know what he kind of reminds me of? In Spirited Away, the big guy that comes to get the bath.
the river spirit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love the river
There we go.
spirit.
Yeah.
Who would have
Hell
thought?
yeah. Me referencing that.
I'm brimming with pride right now, guys. You don't even understand.
No, that-
Spirited Away is
it's
one of my favorite movies.
It's a great movie.
It is a fantastic movie.
It's for you.
Just for me.
That's just for you and our friend Laura. Just for you guys.
Thank you, Chad.
So, anyways, apologies again with the camera. We'll
So-
get it sorted out. We have it sorted out. We're good.
Yeah. So I love how the kids immediately just like bonded with Cthulhups. Like they were like, all right, we'll just talk to this guy and like figure it out. And then they sent SM33 away to get everybody else. And it was just such a cute little moment of the kids just bonding with him and talking through literally their entire story so far. And Cthulhups is immediately just like, this is Jod. No, don't trust this guy.
He
Like, it's
smells.
just-
It stinks.
And then he just pounds the floor.
Yeah.
That's the whole episode. The whole episode is everybody being like, "Don't trust this guy. This guy's gonna betray you."
That's the whole season.
it
I mean,
was a-
yeah,
it
but
was a
like
lot-
this
a lot
episode
this
particularly, everybody was like, "This guy smells."
Cthulhups literally said he smells.
Yeah.
Pocket was just like, nah, this
Don't
guy's
trust
no good news. Even like the concierge was pretty much just like, no.
Did anybody write down the name of the elders that they were posing as?
I did not. But they were posing as elders.
which was funny. Yeah,
Their made up language.
because their made up language.
That
they're
was
little
so
tiny
funny.
guys.
And nobody bought it at all.
no, literally nobody. They weren't buying it.
Maybe for like a split second in the beginning, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
Once
because
they were,
otherwise
like-
they wouldn't have gone on the planet.
once they
at
were
all.
inside, no.
So Cthulhups hits the hole in the floor.
Yep.
They all jump down.
Mr.
Symbol.
Cthulhups.
Now they're in the tombs,
Mhm.
in the
Yeah.
hallways,
Yeah.
the Indiana Jones-esque tomb.
So no friggin' kidding. You have this pretty much the same exact trap, except with a laser instead of a saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Slices your head
They all
off.
drop down. Luckily, the kids are short.
Will pass. Yeah,
Yeah.
the kids. Luckily, the kids are short. They miss it,
Yeah, they had absolutely zero reaction time. They just were against the wall and
which honestly tells you what this show is trying to tell you. The main message, the main theme of this show is that kids make great pirates. You should make kids pirates.
I was hoping we were going to get a jumping on the letters.
Yeah.
Jedi
Mm.
starts with a J. Starts with an I.
In Latin, Jedi starts with an I.
Yeah, we get the booby traps I don't remember. There was the first one was the there's always like 3. So the first one was like the laser. Was there a second one?
I mean, the second one was the other 2 that like the guy fell for.
There was
guy
one
that
that
goes
was like
under
the
the chest.
anti-gravity,
Yeah.
like the guy like
and then
saw.
get pulled up.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
cool. It was
that
like a
was
Halo
very
grav
cool.
lift.
Yeah.
And then we get the acid bath.
The acid bath.
Oh,
With
yeah,
the
acid
riddle
bath.
on the ceiling, which
Yeah,
is
that
so
was cool. That
Which
was
was
really
good.
cool. That
I
was
don't
something
know.
out Sea of Thieves esque or something.
I really have no idea
Mhm.
how that room would determine like whether like how you throw a piece of gold in and it's like, oh yeah, that's gold. Like the acid senses the gold, or
Yeah, I guess so.
does the particles of the gold like float up to the ceiling and it's like drain the thing? Maybe. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know.
So they throw a little credit in,
Yep.
and then it takes a while to like burp up,
Yeah.
and then it drains down.
Skeletons in the bottom. So
I'd be
it's
afraid to walk on like the
would
residue
not
of it because it would like,
eat your
eat your
shoes
shoes
away.
away.
Yeah,
around,
So I
but-
was
right.
just gonna say, like, there's still skeletons in the bottom of that acid pit, though. So it's probably just like light acid, but
It's
don't
just
go
light
diving into it
Yeah, that's true. Their skeletons didn't dissolve.
all the
so-
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then-
they
So
get
if
to
you're a
the layer.
skeleton, you're all set. You can rob whatever you want if you think about it.
That's true.
Or if you're like a species with like a bone exoskeleton, think about that.
Like I don't know.
Firm scissor punch.
Would like you think Grievous can make it through?
No,
no.
No, it'd probably eat away at him.
firm scissor punch might, because
Okay.
he's got an exoskeleton. He's a lobster man.
I mean,
I'm not gonna.
maybe.
I was gonna look for this
Don't
picture.
you
but
dare
they
mess around
changed.
with the stream right now.
They changed so many little things around in the stream thing.
Yeah. So did you guys while I was gone.
sorry. So the treasure room.
Yeah, the treasure room was great, and I'm glad. Of course, it wasn't the at treasure room, but like there was theories that it was, and we saw it in the trailer. So like I was hoping that's not it because that would be like we've already seen it in the trailer.
Yeah.
But what was I, an idiot? Like, of course they weren't gonna. That was gonna be the end of the show.
They weren't- They just
Oh, sorry.
reveal the treasure room in the trailer.
I think the ultimate treasure is gonna be like
Friendship.
something. Yeah, exactly.
The friends we made along the way.
It's
No
gonna be
kidding.
something weird,
It's
like
Jod not killing us.
control of the planet. It's the treasure of the planet. I don't know.
Could be
Treasure planet.
Treasure planet.
Hey,
We're back.
Well-
We're back to it.
One thing that like came up, I don't know if it was this week's episode or last week's, but like the kids like talked more about it, how the fact that like Ad-Atin has it's in the message
I don't
It's in the
remember
message.
Ad-Atin.
from the captain. It's literally talking
mint.
about it's how Ad-Atin is a mint. And
Is
they
the
can
last
produce
one.
more
Yeah.
money.
you see that in this episode?
Yeah.
yeah. Good point.
So that's the big one. I mean, it's an infinite. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, I mean,
barring
money
the fact
is
that
not
pirates
finite,
don't
but-
understand hyperinflation.
Yeah, so like
You can't.
Yeah.
I mean, you can print infinite money, but its worth will go down according to arbitrary human
I mean,
decisions.
I feel in the Star Wars universe, since everything is some variation of metal money, it is at least like different because it is like backed by the actual.
Yeah, since
metal
it's
money.
made of gold, so it's
Yeah.
actually got like. a
I like
gold
this from Jordan. To
standard.
go off of the whole at planets.
I agree.
So this was banking. Hey, this was the money one. This was the mint one.
This is the money planet.
Banking
On the
clan.
money
was,
That's cute. What do you think Ad Akron was?
Ohio.
education.
It was just Ohio.
It was-
they had a. They guess both have
All the
schools.
planets would have a school.
Yeah, so that's
Every
good,
planet
yeah.
has a school. Where
I
there's
will
kids,
say,
there's a school.
It is really funny seeing like a playground, just like a
Yeah.
regular old Earth playground in Star
Actually.
Wars.
I thought that was very cool.
Yeah.
I'm not to talk about
Food.
last week, but I got like big like apocalypse like Chernobyl
Yeah,
vibes.
yeah, I
like,
think you were
something.
supposed to for
Yeah.
sure. I'm because there's what like 8 or 9 planets that are like the
Yeah,
ats.
7
Yeah.
or 8.
7 or 8. Yeah.
But yeah, Jordan mentioned food as at Akron. I would like that because they had all the EOPs.
Mhm.
yeah.
And you wouldn't necessarily have a lot of animals unless
Yeah, they
you're
did.
doing some sort of livestock in their byproduct
They
business.
had the Eopies.
So, but yeah,
Unless they were just like a military planet.
They
That's
could've
why
been.
they had so much.
they could have also done
Space
that. Yeah,
planes.
then
They were French.
they were
Yeah.
very French.
They were the
You know
baguette
who also
planet.
sounds French? Tac Renaud.
Tac
Tac
Renaud.
Renault.
Why is it another Ren? I'm a little bit upset. It's another
Well, this is Renaud. It's not
Renaud.
Renaud. True.
I feel like Renaud is already a pirate's name, like Renaud or Renaud. Isn't that like already like a pirate's name, like a real pirate or a fictional pirate?
Wasn't that a
somewhere?
Bond villain? Uh-oh.
Oh, what?
Yes! Everyone can steal the junk in the back hallway now.
Hello.
Come back over here.
Hello.
Camera. Hello.
Wait,
Hey, it
We
works.
got it.
It's because it's following Matt.
I'll just sit here.
Anyways, so they're in the treasure room. And there's a lightsaber.
Write that down. Write that down.
The
Yes.
lightsaber looks High Republic. I'm just gonna point that out.
It looks very.
Let's
High
fix the
Republic.
camera first.
Yeah, keep chatting about it.
We'll
Keep chatting.
Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else in the chat, thank you so much for being here tonight. We're trying our best, and
I'm trying.
thank you for staying with us.
I will stop moving.
So, in the
Forever.
treasure room, there's a ton of treasure, a lot of gold treasure, which I love. But we have the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
Which is
lightsaber.
also gold.
Yes,
Which is why I keep saying it looks like a High Republic lightsaber.
it does.
Yes, as you
Very
just said.
important. And you know, earlier in the season, I specifically said like, I don't know if it's like Old Republic, High Republic, whatever. Could be High Republic. I mean, really, it's all over the place. When they talk about Old Republic, I originally thought they meant Old Republic, like the regular thing that you think of when you think of like Old Republic, Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Then I thought maybe they're just referring to it like Obi-Wan does in Episode 4, where he just calls the pre-Empire Republic the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Could also be now the High Republic, because that lightsaber is definitely not a prequel era lightsaber.
I still see the High Republic and the prequel Republic as kind of like the same
Well,
thing. I know
no,
they're I know they're different, but they bleed into each other.
They
Or
bleed
some of
into
the
each other,
others.
kind of, but like there is a
There's no
set-
empire in the middle of it or anything.
There's
so-
no empire in the middle, but there is a decline.
Yeah.
Towards the
Like
end,
Dooku's birth is basically like the
Gosh.
cutoff for the High Republic.
Yeah.
towards the end of the High Republic as well.
Like
Like
they start getting corporate.
they still have like all the super fancy lightsabers throughout the entire High Republic, but towards the end of it, they start making them more battle ready
Yeah.
and like battle sabers. So not as many like extra like attachments and whatnot to them. but
Yeah, we
they
see
still
that,
have the
yeah.
Same like
In the comics. I think
nice
for sure.
color schemes.
So
yes.
correct me if I'm wrong. This lightsaber looked like it was based on one of the Galaxy Edge like custom lightsaber builds that you can do. So you know how
It looked like that a bit.
You know how in like the Jedi games you can actually find the pieces from.
Oh. There you go.
Hey,
You can fill up the
alright,
chat.
all right.
This is
This is
beautiful.
the best comment I've ever received.
Can we pin that? Where the hell did that come from? Completely derailed, and that's okay.
We were talking about Ad Akron, what their specialty was, and we love the EOPs and everything. So it definitely the specialty was
It's canon.
the
It's canon.
farts.
It's canon.
Canon. There you go.
Fart gas, methane.
Thank you, Phil Sostak.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yes,
What were we?
I don't even remember.
Farts?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
the
lightsabers. Yep.
Lightsabers. But yeah, so are you feeling it's more High Republic at this point?
Well, I don't know, because in like the Jedi games, you can find the actual pieces they use at Galaxy's Edge when you build a lightsaber,
Ooh,
right? And
yeah.
you can build like a Galaxy's Edge lightsaber in that game. And in Galaxy's Edge, those lightsabers, the specific like the gold and silver ones that you can build, are
Mhm.
like supposed to be quote Old Republic, or
Yeah.
like ancient lightsabers or like old lightsabers. Until today, I had been filling them in as High Republic lightsabers that they just didn't refer to.
Thanks,
So,
Phil. You too.
Thanks. Thank you.
It's,
Happy
it's,
New Year.
um,
Yeah, absolutely.
it's funny that you mention it like the Galaxy's Edge version, because I didn't even think of that until now, that it does look very like segmented,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
it does just look like it's like a bigger lightsaber as well, which just like is what it is with the Galaxy's Edge sabers. But I think that just like color scheme and just like simple design like that, I think it's more High Republic-y.
Well, I definitely think like
Towards the end
those lightsabers definitely look High Republic-y,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but they've never said High Republic. They kind of call them like Old Republic sabers or like ancient lightsabers.
Yeah.
But just because he has a lightsaber from the High Republic doesn't mean they're
Oh, it
talking
could
about
be
that. I
from
mean,
any
he
time.
could have just
I
found
just-
it.
who knows?
Right.
Who knows? I'm just saying.
Yeah, we don't know.
But it's an interesting thing.
He found it with
Yeah,
some
right now I found it.
nuts on
I
a
think
gas
A gas
gassy
giant.
I think
gas
that's
planet at Akron.
Yeah,
I think the
the gassiest gas planet.
that's an
there is.
ashy planet, as John said.
Oh yeah.
I think that the funniest part with the lightsaber is we get Wim seeing it, having his like heart like stop, like seeing it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then he gets the chance to try to save the day. And he ignites it upside down.
Ah, which is so Luke coded, dude.
Yeah.
It's just Luke. Wim is just a younger Luke
I love it.
who was
but-
raised on stories of Jedi.
but minus the force.
Minus
Yeah.
the
It's
Force.
just so funny, and it's something that every one of us like would have done like as well, if probably handed it in that situation.
100%.
It was just a perfect moment. Like even like before he like ignited it, the way he was like holding it, I was like, he's holding it upside down.
I know.
Let it
I was,
fly.
well, I was thinking that the
This
whole
kid doesn't know
time.
what he's doing, and
I'm
it
like,
was
oh,
funny.
God.
'Cause it's like the kid has never held a lightsaber.
He doesn't even know what a lightsaber looks like.
Never
I mean,
seen someone
yeah.
hold one, so except like the drawings.
yeah,
and
he's
so
seen drawings of them.
he
but
had no
doesn't-
idea. So it was perfect. I loved to see that. It was just the timing of the show. It's so good.
I thought he was gonna have his moment for a second too, but like what was he gonna do? I mean,
what was he gonna do? Kill Jod?
You can't really beat Jod because he'll just use the Force. I mean, Fern took a swipe at him with the big pipe or something, some weapon.
He found like the heavy weapon that like Indy finds on the ground to like.
Yeah, it is like that. And so she tries that. He just uses the Force and is like, no. But my question for you guys was, and we've already talked about Jod cares about these kids. This is a good part to bring up your point about saves Neil
from falling. Why would he do that if he didn't care? Because it'd be easy.
Yeah,
it'd be easy for him to just watch the floor drop from underneath his kid and let this kid fall and go, oh no.
But then he knows on the flip side of that, if he lets one of the kids die, the other 3 kids just will not trust him.
Well, it's not about letting him die. I mean, he didn't have to even
he goes out of his way.
Neil falls.
Yeah.
He could have. He didn't need to be there to catch him.
True.
He didn't even need to be.
He has the good instincts.
He
and
does.
they do win out, but I don't think he always fully means them. Talking about Neil almost falling through the trapdoor as well. I love how when they first enter the treasure room and Jod's like, all right, try to find whatever this switch or data port is, and Neil's the one to find it because it's literally a roast.
I know.
Because Neil's just there looking at the food.
He's just looking
at the food.
It just came out of the cooker.
And he's like, oh, that's all rotten, except that one thing that looks really good.
Right.
He's just so excited. So I love that little touch of him finding the switch.
Oh, yeah.
Follow your trunk.
Wherever it goes.
So what do you think, if Fern didn't yield, what do you think Jod was going to do?
I don't know. I
think he probably would knocked her out.
Either knocked her out or I think he might have given up.
Yeah,
I don't think he had it in them.
He wasn't. No,
I really don't. Maybe this is us just kind of because we love Jod so much, we're trying to defend him. But he wasn't.
His only other play would have been to take out SM33.
Which,
because other than that, kids would just I don't know. But
I mean, he probably just would have turned off SM33 again. I mean, we all love Jod here. We actually had a Jod sweep last week for
Jod sweep
MVP.
Character of the week, yeah.
Jod is the best.
It's just funny going into
this week. Such a good character.
That is funny going into this week.
But I mean, I think that if it came down to it with him, if he needed to fight all of the kids, I don't know. I think he would have figured a way to outsmart them to lock them in there somehow. I don't think that he would have actually fought them because he does have the good tendencies and they do win out, even though his intention still is muddy. What he fully wants to do. Well, we know he wants the treasure, and knows the full story. But
my other question in this room is, who do we think Renaud is? It has to be somebody we know, right?
It has to be somebody we know. Otherwise, they would not have hidden his face.
Or a descendant of someone that we know.
Or a descendant of somebody we know.
And Matt and I, we were finishing up the episode. Jamie was setting up the stuff in here, and I said to Matt, oh, we joked that it was Neil's dad, and apparently people think it is Neil's dad.
Some people think it's Neil's dad. I don't know if I agree with that.
I jokingly said that, but I was like, oh, I didn't know that was a theory.
Yeah.
But I think it could be Wim's mom.
I think Wim's mom has been the theory that I've had all season. Well, not all season, but since we discovered that it was a crashed pirate ship, and they were after a treasure or whatnot. So that was always my thought is Wim's mom's out of the picture for a reason.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they barely touched upon it. I mean, she could just be
dead mom.
Yeah.
Disney dead mom, Disney dead dad, whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have been portrayed a little differently if she was just already dead. Wendell would actually have a little bit of grief around him. He's just kind of
who knows? She could have died when Wim was extremely young.
So my and Millie brings this up in the chat, but I think Renaud is the supervisor.
There's no way he's not. Renaud is definitely the supervisor.
Because Renaud is, what's the first TAC? TAC Renaud is connected to this planet, wiped the coordinates. So the ship was there. I think he or she is the supervisor.
Oh, please, Chad. It's Gorian Shard's long lost father. Please, please.
Or it's just Gorian Shard.
His spawn vine.
His spawn vine.
Please, 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 please. Mr. Bush.
I think that the biggest thing is whoever Captain Renaud is. I think that it's a descendant of someone because we have the fact that this is the older, whatever Old Republic it is, either High Republic or Old Republic, and the ship crashed on Ada a long time ago, and then everything was built up around Ada and seemingly after.
Yeah.
So even if it was the residents of Ada and and then the planet was like developed as part of whatever the great work was. They definitely took whoever was like already there. And Renaud was just like, oh, I'll be the leader.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
so maybe he's been like the pirate leader the entire time. I still think we're probably gonna get some sort of like Mr. House situation where he's like on ice and he's just like in the computer, just like giving like all these like commands and whatnot, which would be pretty cool.
A lot of good comments tonight in the chat. But Clone Humor says that where there aren't any older people, elderly people on AT-AT.
Because they probably have some sort of early retirement program where they tell them, all right, we're gonna go take care of you, and then they bring them somewhere and shoot them.
You ever see Logan's Run, the movie Logan's Run?
Yeah.
You turn 30, they kill you. I've got 2 months. I've got 2 months.
I'm 31. I mean,
we're dead.
I got away.
And mine was an Outer Worlds reference, the video game. That was a fun time.
That's a good one. Yeah.
My dad just texted me. Captain Renaud is a character from Casablanca.
Oh.
I wonder if that's a reference. Maybe.
That could be interesting.
Also French. Very French.
Yeah. That's kind of cool.
Very French. Very French. Going back to the French name.
I knew I heard that name somewhere, but it's a great name.
Yeah, bringing them upstate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that we all got like a working theory of I think that it's definitely someone we kind of already know.
Absolutely, yeah.
It definitely has to be. There's no way they're hiding him for no reason.
Unless they just want like a secret pirate that we don't see. But
which could be fun.
We probably know them.
I don't know. There's like I love the little theory.
He could have a kooky design.
Yeah.
Funny little guy. Be a funny guy.
We love a little guy in Star Wars.
Big old bug guy. So, anything else to say on the episode? I thought
the kids pulled the lever and fell down the hole.
Yes.
They got on the hole and
they saved themselves.
We're probably getting stop motion crab next week, so get extremely psyched for that.
Did you write down who directed this week?
Did not write it down, but they directing Marvel.
They're directing the Thunderbolts, and they directed Paper Towns, the John Green novel.
Okay. He was whoever was the director this week, which we can't remember the name.
But
next week, Josh Schreier, Schreier, Mr. Schreier.
Next week, Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yes.
Directing.
Yes.
Probably my favorite Star Wars director in these show things. Certainly up there. And in our Mick Giacchino interview, which if you guys haven't seen that, go check it out.
Pull that one up. Yeah, episode 6 has been documented twice now by 2 Star Wars creators. That next week's episode is their favorite ones.
Okay. Yeah, so Phil's saying it.
Phil's saying it.
Mick Giacchino,
you know it's true.
Said it on our show.
So.
And it's Bryce Dallas Howard, so that's
always
Dallas
Howard. And it's probably stop motion crap. I'm staking all of my reputation on this because it looks like a snowy mountainous planet that they're on when we see that split-second cut scene of the crab.
Because they're not going to be able to leave
popping up.
They're not going to be able to leave Lanupa.
So yeah, they're on Lanupa for a while.
Did the kids fight the crab?
Yeah, well, it looks like they encounter him at least, and they're probably going to fight him. I cannot even tell you how cool this stop motion sequence is going to look. They've shown 2 seconds.
We don't know anything about that sequence, by the way.
You haven't seen it?
It's in the trailer.
It's in the trailer, and that's it. That's all we know.
Have you seen like the behind the scenes of like the people actually? Oh my god, it looks awesome! Like it looks so cool.
Matt clearly watches this every single day.
I literally do. I literally do. I am such a diehard fan of stop motion.
Matt's just like guzzling his like crab rangoons, like watching this crab fight. Like
the Bad Batch.
Crabs are amazing. God,
Crabs Attack.
Take it away.
The best song on season 2 of the Bad Batch, Crabs Attack. So yeah, let us actually talk about who our character MVP is for next week or this week, not next week. We got so excited for next week's episode. We got to like scroll back to this week's episode.
Damn right.
So episode MVP is when we pick our favorite character from this week's episode, and then at the end of the season, we tally up who the favorite character.
No, I'm picking next week, but this week.
Big old
and they're ready for crab sweep, guys.
It could be crab sweep.
So for episode 5, we have
week.
a lot to learn about pirates. Who are your episode MVPs, guys?
Ooh, that's a tough one. God, I almost.
I don't want to pick Cathalops because he might be my Glup Shido of the week.
He's definitely my Glup Shido of the week.
Yes, well, don't forget about the Glup Shido.
I do love the hut. Or Shirtless Moons. Shirtless Moons. Fuck,
I'm going with SM33.
Okay.
I held back on him one of these past weeks because I didn't want to load him up too much, but he was hilarious this episode, going around the whole place,
Yeah, mumbling to himself.
They ruined it.
They ruined it. Skull Ridge Mountain. They ruined.
I know
it.
every curve of this planet. It's called Battle Worlds.
Yeah.
What were the other?
Oh, I forget.
Yeah.
The Scourge of something.
Demon's
The
Rest.
Demon's Rest.
Demon's
That's
Rest,
it. The
Battle
Demon's
World.
Rest Battle World. Lanupa.
Oh my
So
god.
SM33.
Um,
One of my favorite droids in a while.
Matt, who you picking?
God, I almost want to pick Jude Law for his amazing acting as he's like
Sure.
trying. Like Jod is great,
Oh, he's
but
great.
Jude Law fucking delivered at the end of this episode when he looks so conflicted when he's trying to to mutiny. You know, he really does. So I'm giving it to Jod, but specifically in parentheses put Jude Law.
Okay.
Jod Law.
John Law.
Just put Jod Law because honestly, he was just fantastic this whole episode.
Love that.
Glup the Hut.
Glup the Hut, baby. Glup the Hut.
I'm going to pick SM33 for the same reasons that AJ picked. I just loved everything of him immediately leading them to Lanupa, being their tour guide. I loved him walking around with the kids and they were in their bathrobes and he was holding all the towels, like, trying to blend in.
Yeah, that's so funny. They literally just give him towels and he's just like...
They didn't comment on that at all. And he didn't even complain about it. He's just like still like complaining about everything else, but not complaining about holding the towels. No, because he's still helping out his captain. Oh my
Happy
god.
birthday, Corey, by the way.
Corey, yeah.
Happy
There you go.
birthday.
Day after Christmas, not bad.
All right.
Ooh, Trogloff. We got Trogloff talk.
So the Glupshadow of the week, same rules. Who was your Glupshadow of the week?
Is your
Trogloff.
So Phil picks the Trogloff that got eaten and re-eaten by the hut.
Yes.
I can agree with that. I can agree because I love that guy. I honestly was going to pick
From
him.
he's from Canto Bite, right?
Yeah.
He's the Canto by table jockey.
like-
Yeah. Yes.
He like brings the full tray of drinks over and then not
He's like, son, have you no decency? When the guy like slams the table in the last
Yes,
Jedi in Canto
yeah.
Bite, he's like,
again. Running around.
I'm going to give it to that guy for sure.
The Trogloff.
Trogloff.
The edible Trogloff.
Love that. AJ, Glup.
I need to go with Catholops. I love Catholops.
He's great.
I need more Catholops.
The closest we'll get to Cthulhu in Star Wars. A
Literally.
friendly dragon guy.
What if Catholops is back next week? What if he handles the crab?
Yeah, I was gonna
What
like.
if he steals a ship
that
and
guy's-
actually becomes a main character?
That guy's not going anywhere.
And he's Renaud and the supervisor.
As it turns out.
He's just Renaud in a trench coat.
Yeah.
For me, for Glup of the week, I'm gonna pick Pocket because she was
Pickpocket.
only in like the one or two scenes,
Pickpocket.
so I'm picking Pocket.
Pickpocket.
Picking Pocket.
Reverse pickpocket. Put the grenade in there.
There we go. She's very cool because again, I'd love to have another Disney princess in Star Wars as a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. That's
That was
the
good.
episode.
That was good.
That was good. We only had like 5-6 technical difficulties.
The camera likes to follow people around, and
was tough.
it might again before we enter.
Right.
But
this was a good test. This was a successful test. So everyone who joined us tonight in the chat, thank you guys so much for joining us
Thanks for
tonight.
being our guinea pigs.
And if you would like to see us attempt to do the podcast in person together again, let us know. Otherwise, we're going to do it out of the comfort of our own stream spaces in the future for as many times as we can.
our own little Brady Bunch tours.
Yeah, we'll try to do this again sometime soon. So yes.
Yeah.
Thank you again, everyone who was in the chat. And if you've been listening to us the entire time as well on the audio version, thank you so much. You can see some of the hilarity along the way there. You can find the Hollow Marauders over on social media, just at Hollow Marauders. And we'll be back next week covering episode 6 of the Skeleton Crew. And we also next week will be doing our yearly Maraudis, which is our end of the year wrap up of the year in Star Wars. So stay tuned for that. And we will see you guys next time on the Hollow Marauders podcast. You didn't have the thing ready. Let's get the
That's
outro.
okay. I didn't want to.
Going.
I didn't want to jump the
Bye,
gun.
everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye,
See everybody.
Bye. See ya.